Happy Monday, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Toys, the Universe, and Everything. This week we're playing Super Huey for the Atari 7800. So is this chopper sim a Super Huey? Or does it fly more like Baby Huey? Well, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's get this thing off the ground. Released in 1988 by Atari, Super Huey is a port of the 1985 computer game where you learn to pilot the UH-9 helicopter. This game saw release on various computer platforms in the 1980s, including the Commodore 64 and Atari 8-bit lines. This version does add an arcade mode for console gamers who don't want to muck about trying to actually get the Huey off the ground. Super Huey is an interesting artifact in the 7800 library. While the console's early library leaned heavily into arcade games, the later 7800 library diverged into computer ports and original IPs with mixed results. Games like Karateka should have worked but didn't, and then you have a game like Super Huey that has no business being any good at all, and it's actually not bad. In the arcade mode, you have only to focus on the flying and the shooting. Any need to watch your instruments is done away with here. You simply fly and shoot for a high score. As you take damage, you lose instruments until finally you crash. The arcade mode is really simple and can be considered baby mode. It actually feels pretty boring because what makes this game feel engaging is the trying to keep this lead balloon off the ground. Manning your instruments in reality mode is very stressful and will keep you on your toes. The game also has an enemy-free flight school mode to learn you how to fly properly. The visuals in the 7800 version of the game are pretty close to what I remember from the Commodore 64 version. Not quite as smooth, but the idea of flight is convincing enough. Though enemy choppers could have used some more detail or close-up sprites, your HUD is easy to read, and the cockpit looks authentic considering, this is an 8-bit game console. The sounds are fair and the title screen music is par for the 7800. It could have had more beeps and chopper noises as enemy aircraft closes in, but the guns and rockets do the job even though they aren't doing anything new on the system. Gameplay is a mixed bag here. Whether or not you like this game will have a lot to do with whether or not you like simulators. That is what this game is. If you like Sega's Super Thunderblade, great, me too. This isn't Thunderblade. The arcade mode does attempt to give you arcade gamers an option, but that mode is too simple and just not exciting. It plays very slow and you never feel like you're in any danger with even minimal attention paid to the game. So it sounds like I hate this game, right? No, I just don't like the arcade mode. Super Huey is a simulator. Sims aren't for everybody, and I have forgotten more about this game since my days playing the Commodore 64 version than I will ever likely remember now. But, considering the way the controls had to be mushed from a keyboard full of buttons to a 2-button joystick, it plays pretty well. I will say the instruction book lies to you. If you follow the instruction book's guide, you will never get this chopper off the ground. It is not intuitive, but this mode is a lot more fun than arcade mode, if you can figure out the HUD interface and the instructions. Trying to shoot enemies while keeping the chopper airborne is a challenge and can be fun. If you need help getting her off the ground, check out the Atari Age thread in the description I linked to, where forum user Trevor posted the best get it off the ground walkthrough anyone could ask for. So, do you need Super Huey, the computer helicopter sim, in your 7800 console with 2-button joysticks collection? If you like arcade games like Afterburner and Super Thunderblade, no, you don't need this. If you like retro flight sims, or just have good memories of the computer version of Super Huey, there is enough here of that game to be a good time. I think Atari should have used the 2600 programming pad, the Star Raiders pad, or even the Player 2 stick to add extra buttons for inputs. But, even smushed into 2 buttons, This is still Super Huey, and complete in box it's floating around 20 bucks, which is a lot cheaper than trying to get a Commodore 64 with a working floppy drive to play it that way. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and no matter what your questions are about toys, the universe, and everything, remember the answer is always to have fun. And even if you learn how to get a Super Huey off the ground, I don't recommend it until you learn how to land it. That can end badly. Until next time, everybody.